Thanks for having me today. Thank you that are in here. Looks like a good turnout. That's awesome. This is obviously a great event, as evidenced by all the people that are coming through here. So we're happy with that. It's a great opportunity to network with fellow business owners. That more than 160 exhibitors and close to 2,000 attendees are expected, and Terry confirmed. Terry's been counting them as they come in. How long does it go on? How long does this last?
6 o'clock.
6 o'clock. Okay, I'm gonna extend it to 6:01 if you guys don't mind. I want to show my authority. But anyway, yeah, this is good. I know we've all struggled through the recent recession, and so it's good to have an event like this. As a small business person that has his office in Mesa, I'm especially appreciative of events like this. They're good events, and they're good for our small businesses. I'm real bullish, though, on the East Valley. I think there's a lot of opportunities in the East Valley. I know in Chandler things are going great. A lot of good things have happened with new businesses locating, jobs being created, and real positive economic activity. A lot of that activity, too, I think comes from a lot of the buildings that have been vacated for one reason or another, probably the byproduct of the recession. But those vacant buildings have become tremendous assets in Chandler. I think 4 of our last 5 major economic development announcements have dealt with a company taking a vacant building, leasing a vacant building, large vacant buildings too. 200,000 square foot buildings were leased over the summer, and another building downtown was 65,000 square foot of vacant space was occupied. So a lot of activity utilizing vacant space, so we're happy with that. Chandler continues to lead the East Valley in job creation. We're glad that's probably why I had to be the last mayor, because they're all mad at me. They won't let me go first because we're #1 in creating jobs. I guess I should quit while I'm ahead, but I won't. Maybe they'll all. Anyway, Chandler, we got some cool things going on. The Innovations Incubator has been a really cool success story in Chandler. Small Business Assistant Team seems to be working well. Our Chamber of Commerce is working well, doing an outstanding job. Small Business Workshop seems to be a good thing. It's well attended. And we do have a very good economic development team for the city of Chandler, and so we're happy with that. I'm very proud of them. So that's the short version of my speech. I'm going to pull out now the long version, and I'll have you out of here by about 6:30. But no, actually, it's just good. They asked me to participate in this event, and as a small businessman, I do support these kind of events. I wanted to come out and lend my hand, and I wanted to show my support to the other mayors that were out here. So glad to be out here. Thank you for showing up, and if there's anything we can do for you in Chandler, before you call me, call Terry at the chamber first.
Yeah.
And then call me, because she'll take care of 90% of your problems, but I'll take care of the other 10%. But anyway, yes. Yeah, we've had a good summer. I guess we're past summer, but this has been a good year. I took office again in January of this year. In February, we announced Fab 42 for Intel, $5 billion expansion, about over a million square feet, 1,000 permanent jobs, 5,000 construction jobs, just a huge project, and actually one of the largest, if not the largest, construction projects in the world. Not the state, not the county, not the nation, but the world. It's a huge project. It's really cool. I've driven out there, and it's amazing. And then, so that was a good announcement in February. In June, we announced in North Chandler, one of those vacant buildings I was talking about, Phoenix Packaging took a 100,000 square foot building and 100 jobs. And then in July, Ports of America came into downtown, as I was talking about, occupied 65,000 square foot in the old City Hall, and that building was basically 90% vacant. This summer, because of that activity and other activity, that building is now 90% occupied. So that was July. We followed that up in August. Another empty building on the west side of Chandler, about 100,000 square foot. Triumph Corporation leased that. That's going to be 110 jobs immediately, plus 90 jobs in the future. And Triumph deals with the aerospace industry. They repair airplanes, or the parts on the airplanes. Don't ask me if you have to drive your airplane to that building. I don't think so. It's not at the airport, but they do repair. So we're real happy with them. And then in September, we had a cool announcement. The old Motorola site, it's now Continuum. It's being developed as some quasi-industrial park, large parcels. Cyrus One announced they'll be buying a large parcel in that park. They'll build a building. The first phase will be 350,000 square foot. They'll build up to 1 million square foot. Initially, it'll have 100 jobs starting out. So that was a good one. And then in October, well, I'm not going to tell you what we're announcing in October. You'll have to wait till we announce it. So that's just a recap of, I know. I thought I was giving you a treat. What do you want? You're killing me. You're like the press. We keep announcing stuff, and they say, we want you to announce more things. I said, how much can you announce in one term? You're going to have to wait. But we have some really good stuff we're working on. I'm working with both universities to locate downtown Chandler. Having really good progress, but we haven't announced it, so shh, keep it secret. Anyway.
The data center.
The what? Realty Trust Data Center had I guess it was an open house because they've been open. That's kind of the new age thing. They're storing data, but it's pretty high tech, pretty modern, pretty confusing for somebody like me. All I know is it's pretty cool. So we're happy with that. So that's, yeah, that was kind of nice. And that's kind of what they're going to do at that Cyrus One that's out there in the old Motorola building. They're going to do data storage. Lots of data. You would never think those microchips and microns would take up that much storage, but they do. So that's what's going on in Chandler. I'm glad you came out today. And with that, I'm going to turn it back to Terry. Yeah, the Four Corners. Terry's going to be on the committee for Four Corners. We're working on, one of my concerns has been the vacant buildings, the vacant retail, especially on some of our older corridors in Chandler, Alma School Road, Arizona Avenue, and Dobson. A lot of those older parts, like take Alma and Ray, for example, a lot of vacant old shopping centers. I'm putting together a working group of citizens, business leaders, community leaders to look at possible long-term solutions, knowing that there's no short-term solution to that, but there is some long-term. So we're going to look at that. That's a problem in all of the East Valley cities. All of the cities have a lot of vacancy. An example of what you can do, you can find at Chandler at Alma School in Warner. It's the old Smitty's. After the Smitty's, it was a banking center. After the banking center, it was a big vacant building and a big vacant empty parking lot and a place where people hung out and nothing happened. So with a little foresight and a city working with a charter school located in that building, renovated it to charter school specifications. The parking lot is now a football field or a soccer field, depending on what season it is. And so what was once kind of dead, empty space is now kind of a really innovative, progressive charter school with athletic fields. So that's kind of what we're looking for, is thoughts like that. It may be demolishing what's there and building something more dense or something different, something not retail, maybe a little out of the box. But I'm going to let the smart folks work on that and give us their suggestions. That's the Four Corners in a nutshell.